What's up, my fellow handicappers? This is Weekend Handicapper from weekendhandicapper.com. In this video, I'm going to give you my picks and analysis for this year's Bluegrass Stakes, which is race 9 at Keeneland on Saturday, July 11th. If you like these videos, if you want to learn how to bet on horses, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can get all the latest tips, tools, and resources. Help you win money on thoroughbred horse races. All right, we're going to go down through the field, each contender, and then at the very end, I'm going to give you my picks and plays for this year's Bluegrass Stakes. So, a little context. This race is usually raced in April. Typically, it's on the road to the Kentucky Derby. As we all know, Kentucky Derby has been moved from May to September, first weekend of September. So, Keeneland fits 5 race days in here, and this is by far the biggest. You're going to have, I think it's 6 stakes races or something like that of the 10 races on Saturday's card. So it's a phenomenal race card. If you want the race-by-race picks and plays, I'll put the link in the description below. You can check out Weekend Handicapper if you want more picks than just what I think about this race. All right, here we go. The Toyota Bluegrass, race number 9. It's a 1.125 miles on the dirt at Keeneland. Number 1 horse, Chivalry. Hey, it's got some good speed figures. It's always a factor. It gets John Velasquez aboard. So if you don't use this horse to win, for a win bet, at least consider it in your exotics, like your exactas, trifectas, superfectas. Number 2, Finnick the Fierce. I've always had a rooting interest for Finnick the Fierce, it seems. It seems like I always include him in my tickets. I think it's a long shot with a chance. Again, I've always tried to back this horse in some way, form, or fashion. It's been working out consistently well. Another horse to use in, if you don't bet it to win, at least put it underneath. I think this could beef up the payouts if the logical horses win. And I do want to say that here historically, you don't, every now and then you get a long shot win this race, but more often than not, you'll have a horse that's 5-1 or less win this, the Toyota Bluegrass. So keep that in mind if you're a stats player and keeping up with numbers like that. Number 3, Art Collector. I've been on this horse for, my goodness, a couple months, I guess now. I had the horse at Churchill Downs, and it paid, I think, 12 something. I think it was 6-1 or 6.5-1, something like that. So I think this horse has been running well. Sure, it's facing tougher company here, but it's on a 3-race win streak. Will today be the 4th? We'll see. Number 4, Mr. Big News. Here we got a closer. It's won at today's distance. Hey, the last race was its best speed figures, so it's an intriguing horse. Number 5, Man in the Can. You know, there's some people that bet on horses, Derby prep races, based on whether or not the horse's name sounds like it's a Derby winning horse. What I mean, so like American Pharaoh or Justified, that's majestic kind of sounding names, you know. Man in a Can, does that sound dignified and majestic? I'll leave that up to you. So, but that doesn't mean you should discount this horse. I'm just saying some people, they have a theory about that. If that horse doesn't sound dignified and, you know, Derby name worthy, then they don't bet the horse. But Man in the Can is 10-1. It's won at today's distance at Churchill. It's won 4 out of 5 races, so this horse probably isn't too bad. Stepping up in class, though, so that's one thing you got to consider. Can this horse compete with horses at a different level than it's been used to racing at? Horse is a proven winner, though. Number 6, Hard Lightning, 50-1 long shot. Hard to make a case for number 6. So we'll skip that one. Number 7, here we go. Swiss Skydiver. Very logical horse. It's 3-1 morning line. It's got Mike Smith aboard. It's good. It's a good horse for sure. It's going to probably be your probable favorite. It's never raced at this distance, so if you're looking for plays against or reasons to bet this horse, maybe that's it. But I don't think it'll have a problem with the distance, and that shouldn't be an issue. This horse has been on a serious streak, so it's the one to beat for sure. Number 7, Swiss Skydiver. It's going to be the favorite too. Number 8, Bassin. For Steve Asmussen, we got Ricardo Santana Jr. This horse, number 8, along with number 7, should be the horses that get out front. So if you're looking to bet those types of horses, number 7 and number 8 should be your early controlling speed. It came in second in the Arkansas Derby, so I think this horse, number 8, is a contender. Number 9, Attachment Race. This field's probably too much for this horse, again, from a class perspective. Number 10, Rushy, is 5-1 morning line. It came in third, Santa Anita Derby. I thought it had a chance in the Santa Anita Derby. This has one of the top speed figures in today's race. I wouldn't be surprised if this horse kept improving. Or was that last race a fluke in the Santa Anita Derby because it ran such a top-notch race for that horse? So does it keep improving or does it regress? Did that race take too much out of it? So that's the thing you got to consider with number 10, Rushy. Number 11, Hunt the Front, which is, for a closer, an appropriate name. It should be Hunt in the Front because it's coming from the end of the pack there. It's 30-1. So it needs a lot of pace to race at. I doubt if it'll get that kind of pace to race at and pick up the pieces, so probably not for number 11, Hunt the Front. Number 12, Enforceable, 10-1 morning line. This is also a closer. This is an intriguing horse, especially underneath. If you're somebody that loves playing exactas, trifectas, superfectas, definitely use number 12, Enforceable. And number 13, Tiesto, I believe is how you pronounce it. It's a turf horse trying the dirt for the first time in this major Derby prep race. It's trained by Bill Mott. So, man, even the speed figure is not that competitive, so I'm gonna pass on number 13. So, who do I like in this year's Bluegrass Stakes? Well, it should be a good race, as it usually is. Again, if history's any kind of indicator, typically low-price horses win these races. This race, it's a race on the road to Kentucky Derby, so it's a Derby prep race. So whoever wins this race should be in the starting gate at the first weekend of September in the Kentucky Derby. All right, so if like most races, it starts with the favorite, right? So do you bet Swiss Skydiver to win? Or are you a big fan of Swiss Skydiver and think that horse will win? Or do you try to beat it? I'm always trying to beat the favorites, as y'all know. I'm going to go with number 3, Art Collector. Hopefully, Art Collector will keep winning. I've been a fan of this horse. You shouldn't bring your biases into the races, I know. But I think this horse has been consistent. It's coming into the race well. I think it has an excellent shot at 5-1 morning line. The number 8, Bassin, should also be included, or Basin, should also be included in your tickets. And like I was saying, with a bunch of these horses, whether or not you use Swiss Skydiver on top, or number 3, Art Collector, or number 8 up top, put these horses underneath in your exactas if you play exactas. So the 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9, or excuse me, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 10, 12 underneath. That should beef up your exactas pretty good, and I think those horses are pretty good horses to use underneath in your exactas. As I always say, it's hard when I make these videos a couple days in advance. I don't know what these exactas are going to pay. So you always, just because I list all those numbers, doesn't mean you should play all those numbers. So make sure you get good payouts in return on your investments. I hardly ever bet exactas less than $20, so that pay out $20. So, but that's my personal thing. I think exacta, if you're plain exactas and your return is $10, that I don't think it justifies the risk. All right, so Art Collector or Basin, number 3 or number 8 in the Bluegrass Stakes, race number 9 at Keeneland on Saturday, July 11th. Another horse, if I wanted to give you like a best play of the day at decent odds, I'm going to go with number 2, Juliet Foxtrot in race number 8 at Keeneland. You're going to have people, what? You're going against Rushing Fall and Chad Brown? Yeah, I am, because I'm sick of Chad Brown and his horses winning on the turf all the time and hardly paying anything. I'm tired of it, man. I'm tired. I remember, what was it, last year, Arlington Million Day, or maybe 2 years ago? I mean, it was unreal. He was winning left and right, and these horses didn't pay anything. I'm sick of it. I think it's bad for racing. I mean, people are going to stop betting on horse races if you get those kind of returns in the win. So Chad Brown seemed like he wins everything on turf, which is the trainer of number 4 Rushing Fall in race 8, the Jenny Wiley, which is one of my favorite races of the year. So I'm going to try to beat it with Juliet Foxtrot, the number 2 horse in that race. And I got some good handicapping angles as to why I think Juliet Foxtrot will win. But I'm tired of Chad Brown and his turf horses paying barely even money, if that, in these major stakes races. I think it's bad for racing, unless you just like to cheer on, or if you don't like to bet on horse races and you just want to cheer on good horses, I guess that's okay. But I want to make some money. It's hard to make money with Chad Brown on the turf for the most part. All right, so there we go. Those are my picks and analysis for Bluegrass Day, which is July 11th, Saturday, July 11th at Keeneland. Race 9 is the Bluegrass Stakes, a prep race for the Kentucky Derby. Again, if you want the full card selections, if you want the best plays, check out that link in the description below and check out weekendhandicapper.com. Best of luck to everybody. I hope you pick a lot of winners and cash a lot of tickets. And until next time, happy handicapping and smart wagering.